Accessing library computer data.
Hello and welcome to Captain's Drydock, and unlike previous episodes, it's competition time. Yep, jazz hands, where you could be in with a chance to win this. No, not Councillor Deanna Troy. That is in fact my long-suffering girlfriend who I asked to dress up, and I do owe her a meal in 10 forward. It's in fact the LCARS display that has been inspired by Star Trek The Next Generation LCARS prop that you see in the background all the time in the TV series as well as the movies. Now this particular example was made by myself. As I mentioned before, I am a graphic designer by trade, and this has taken me over 20 hours to make, and I used references that came from the Star Trek The Next Generation technical manual and also the Star Trek The Next Generation blueprints, as well as being inspired by all that amazing fan art out there as well. And I thought to myself, I had it as my I had fan art as my wallpaper, I may as well make it for myself, as well as be able to use it as my display stand for my Enterprise D. But in for a penny, in for a pound, I decided to make a huge, great big 85 centimeter to 1 meter wide poster as well, so it can be displayed on your wall. Now this is not for sale anywhere yet, but you could own this. Now as you can see, the detail is immense. I mean, you could have this on your wall for many years and it'll be something you've not seen before. It's got everything from 10 forward, the bridge, engineering, as well as little things that I've added, such as toilets, which you never see in a TV show, but I've got them in there, so it's fantastic. In fact, I printed one off myself. There's only about actually 3 that have been printed off, so you could be in with a chance of winning this. Now John, how do you win this? Well, it's actually quite easy. Now just scroll down below this video right now and there's a comment section. If you don't know that, just leave a comment. Just leave 1 comment per account. No, you know, that's it. Don't leave like 5 comments, and that is your entry. Now that doesn't stop you from being able to ask family and friends to apply as well. They can do it, but beware, this poster is so cool in real life, in fact, that they probably might just take it for themselves. Now if you want to double your chances to win, yes, I have an Instagram account. In the day and age of social media, you have to have many accounts everywhere on different platforms, and I've had to do that as well. In fact, it's a very good way of being able to connect on a daily basis, because I am making this Enterprise D, and as you can see, this Aztec paneling is taking ages to paint, and if you ever have made a Federation model with an Aztec pattern to paint, yes, you feel my pain. It is soul destroying. So these videos don't come out too often, and with my Instagram account you'll get daily or weekly updates and seeing my progress and mistakes of any of the projects that I'm making. Anyway, I digress. So doubling your chances, go to the Instagram account and just leave a comment there as well, so you have 2 tickets for the prize. What's not to like? And in fact, if you do win, I will actually pop that in the post to you, because I can't give it to you by hand, because number one, you might live in another country such as America, Thailand, Australia, wherever you like to live, and also it's COVID-19 at the time of filming and you don't want any diseases being spread, so that's all going to be paid for as well. So how would I choose from those comments, and what do you write? Write anything. Give me feedback about the channel, give me feedback about this video, give me a quote from Star Trek Next Generation, anything you like, just leave it in the comment below, and that will automatically enter you into this competition. What's not to like?
Terms and conditions. To enter the competition for a chance to win this LCARS display poster, leave a comment below. Comments can be anything from feedback about this channel, this video, or just your favorite quote from Star Trek The Next Generation. You can also double your chances of winning by following Captain's Drydock on Instagram and commenting on the competition post. The competition will close on Friday the 12th of June, and a winner will be randomly selected. The winner will be revealed on Sunday the 14th of June. Good luck, cadets!
Okay, so what about the rest of the video? Well, it's not just about the competition. In fact, it's related. It's how I made the LCARS display. If you are a designer, or not even a designer, you've got the programs and you want to make one yourself, it is easy. Trust me, it looks complex. It's not. It's just lots and lots of detail. That's it, with generic shapes put together on one piece of paper, and all it takes is patience. Now, I use Adobe Illustrator in this video, but there are plenty of free programs out there to be able to make vector graphics as well, and I will show you how I went about making the Enterprise D LCARS display, and from that you can make your own display for your own models as well. So let's get cracking. My tool of choice was Adobe Illustrator. It's ideal for this type of graphic, as it's essentially just a linear diagram made up with solid colors. I needed to identify the TNG brand colors. This is where using Adobe Illustrator's library panel function is brilliant, and is a huge time-saving tool that makes laborious repetitive tasks fun. And seeing that's what makes up the LCARS I had in mind, this was perfect. So I picked a typical asset that would be found in the Enterprise D, such as this shuttle pod that I referenced from the technical manual. I took a picture of it and placed it on a separate layer called Resource. To help trace this, I dimmed the layer by 50% so it would be easier to see the lines I was going to make. Then I locked the layer so to keep it in place during the trace. Then I added a second working layer where the image was going to be drawn on. Illustrator has many tools, but you only need to know a few of them to start drawing really cool vector art. Unlike Photoshop, vector lines are mathematical points in space that can be constantly changed and tweaked without any degradation of quality. And vector lines can even be recognized by laser cutters if you ever wanted to get something etched or cut. Now, this may look like a bad trace that misses out a lot of detail, but my top tip is to draw for the dimensions it's designed for, as this shuttle will actually only measure 3 or 4 millimeters when printed out. So it would have been a waste of time to include all the details that would be lost when scaled down into the ship and printed out. Being that the case, I only picked out the standout elements that would help make it apparent and recognizable that it's the Enterprise D shuttle pod. To color this, Illustrator has a tool called Live Paint, where any enclosed shape can be colored with the paint bucket tool with a single click. A bit like the old Windows Paint program. But before colouring, I want to use the same TNG colour swatches that I referenced. To make sure that I get the same colour every time without subtle variations, I entered the same values that I previously noted down that I later saved in the swatch palette. Then it's just a case of removing the outlines and seeing what it will look like on the LCARS black surface. All that's next to do was to drag it into the library panel, where I have already made up a load of assets such as chairs, tables and computer cores. And there we have it, easy peasy, a drag and drop shuttle pod, which avoided me having to redraw or copy and paste every time I needed to add one to the Enterprise interior. As the entire LCARS was going to take a long time to make, which by the way took me 20 working hours, I decided to draw it on a huge wide canvas, roughly A1, A2 size, so I could have the choice of getting it printed as a huge man cave poster or a transparent backlit wall display. Here's how the final image came together layer by layer. First off, the deep black background of the LCARS, the unmistakable outline of the ship herself, making the line thicker so all the internal lines are thinner, the decks, the bulkheads, and all the contents of the ship, which is a lot. And finally, the buttons, displays and anything else I found that would look cool. Also, it was important that it looked like it was functional, as if it could be on a starship, including sensor readouts and status displays for the vital ship functions from computer core to warp engines. Not forgetting the primary reason why I made this, some of the buttons had to be relevant to the interactive light and sound functions that are incorporated into the model. These I would later make touch sensitive, but I'll explain that in a later vlog episode.
Accessing library computer data.